The prospect of a smart nation in Singapore presents an opportunity for autonomous vehicles to revolutionize transportation in the country. Factors such as the increasing elderly population, decrease in transportation manpower, and sustainability concerns have become catalysts driving the adoption of AVs in Singapore. According to a McKinsey study, AVs will be rolled out incrementally in as early as 5 years' time. We can expect penetration rates to be on the upper limit of 25% in 10 years' time. How might the infrastructure of pickup drop-off points, PUDOs, taxi stand, and bus stop change with the introduction of AVs? Introducing Ionic and Strobo. Both AVs utilize 3 primary technologies: radar sensor, LiDAR sensor, and cameras to function. These sensor fusion technologies provide a comprehensive understanding of the vehicle's surroundings. At current 2-lane PUDOs, vehicles can pick up and drop off anywhere. This creates obstruction, congestion, and opportunities for jaywalking. This is unsafe for both users and AVs. To clarify the PUDO layout, we propose lane markings, one for pickup drop-off and one for overtaking. To mitigate against overwhelming vehicle capacity, the overtaking lane allows for drop-off during key peak hours. Traffic simulation shows that this allows the PUDO to achieve the same operational efficiencies as before, whilst providing clarity in layout for AVs. Current AVs have limited maneuvering capabilities. To ensure a seamless exit, AVs require a minimum distance of 3 meters to maneuver out of the berth. When Ionic approaches the PUDO, it scans for potential dynamic challenges such as jaywalking or obstructions. Mirrored surfaces have an impact on the AV's capability to perceive accurately, as LiDAR imaging is affected by specular reflections. To address this, bollards at PUDO are recommended to be a non-mirrored surface. Passenger waiting behavior, such as hand going past the curb, can disrupt the AV's trajectory into the berth. It is also recommended that there are curb markings to deter users from being too close to the curb. At bus stops, service and operational issues such as a long taxi queue near a bus stop or construction work near the entry of the bus bay may cause obstruction and occlusion to oncoming AV buses. Vehicle-to-infrastructure or V2I sensors complementing the AV sensors may be useful in informing AVs of the activities within the bus stop premise. For example, at Lakeside bus stop, there may be a taxi queue that snakes past into the main carriageway. With V2I, Strobo can make an earlier decision to overtake safely. A low angle of attack may cause the AV bus to pull in slower than typical operational standards. To facilitate smooth entry for an AV bus into a bus bay, it is recommended for all bus stops to comply with SDRE-compliant angle of attack of 170 degrees. Obstructions such as overgrowth from vegetation can surpass the curb line. This causes disruption to the AV trajectory as it would be detected as an obstruction. It is recommended that all bus stops have a buffer zone of 0.6 meters from the entry of the bay to the actual bay itself. What will an AV-ready PUDO look like when users are present? Meet Jeffrey. He is a visually impaired commuter who doesn't use ride-hailing apps and prefers street hail of a taxi. Jeffrey is currently at Lakeside taxi stand and needs to call for an AV back home. With a steady decline in taxi ownership and high demand for ride-hailing services, taxi stands will be split between taxis and private hire vehicles or general pickup. To help users like Jeffrey, we propose tactile wayfinding to help Jeffrey navigate from Lakeside MRT station to the taxi stand. Jeffrey makes his way to the booking kiosk to select for a trip. Good morning, Jeffrey. How may I assist you? He can utilize the kiosk to make a booking for either a taxi or private hire vehicle based on his needs. After making a booking, he waits at the designated waiting zone for his vehicle to arrive. The waiting areas in the taxi stand are split, with a dedicated taxi queue area at the front and a waiting area for general pickup and drop-off at the back. Meanwhile, there is a wheelchair vehicle dropping off a passenger at the taxi stand. Wheelchair-accessible vehicles picking up and dropping off passengers in wheelchairs utilize the yellow demarcated berth shared with taxis. The 3-meter buffer behind the berth allows for ease of access to the ramp. Upon arrival of the vehicle at the PUDO, the AV makes an announcement.
SCV-0000A has arrived.
This is followed by a beeping sound from the QR sensor from the side door to guide Jeffrey to his vehicle. To unlock the door, Jeffrey can either scan via a printed receipt from the kiosk or via the ride-hailing app. Meanwhile, 100 meters away from the taxi stand, Walter, who is a retiree in a wheelchair, approaches the bus stop. In the future, bus stops have been modified to prepare for AV rollout and include accessibility features that cater to the needs of individuals with physical challenges. Accessibility infrastructure includes tactile wayfinding, a priority seat for persons such as the elderly, and a dedicated zone for both wheelchair person and parents with strollers. The priority waiting zone is in proximity to amenities such as the booking kiosk. More importantly, it aligns directly with the rear door of the incoming bus. Priority users are given two options to inform the AV bus of their boarding, either via the kiosk or the Mavis app. In the case of Walter, he chooses to board bus 98 and has alerted the incoming AV bus that he requires an automatic ramp to be deployed. Walter is given additional time to independently wheel himself up the bus as per current practice. In the immediate future of AV rollout, there may be bus captains to render assistance. Before the door is about to close, a countdown timer displayed on the side information panel will commence, counting down within 3 seconds. The AV bus and the AV robo-taxi disembark from the bus stop and taxi stand respectively, with passengers safely in tow moving towards the next destination. With the design guidelines in place, Singapore's bus stops, taxi stands, and general PUDO will be fully prepared for the future rollout of AVs, ensuring a seamless transportation experience for all Singaporeans.